Hi. I'm recording this on what is an absolutely gorgeous June afternoon. The birds are singing, the sun is out, there's a light breeze, and I'm sitting on my prayer bench. My prayer bench is just outside of our house, and it overlooks the valley above, below, I guess, below where our house is. And this prayer bench has become a sacred place for me. I spent some time this spring and built this place as a place of quiet, a place to come and to just sit and to be still. Quite honestly, a lot of the time, if you would drive by the house, you might find Avila, my dog, and myself sitting out here. I might be reading or just sitting in quiet. It has become a sacred place. And I guess I'm just sharing this with you because it's important for you to find your place. I'm extremely blessed to have this place for myself. But as you look around your home, as you look around your place of work, as you look around your neighborhood, I want to encourage you to find your quiet place, to find your sacred place, to find that space where you can go on a regular basis just to sit and be still. Because here's what I believe. Here is what I am truly confident in is that if we spend time in quiet, that the Spirit of God will speak to us. That as we go to our place of quiet in the midst of a season of turmoil and of disruption, that the Spirit of God will speak peace and harmony and wholeness and healing into who we are. One of my favorite Psalms is Psalm 42. Psalm 42 begins with words like this: As the deer longs for quiet water, so my soul longs for you. And it's a beautiful image of our soul longing for God, our soul longing for peace. But the rest of the psalm is filled with amazing language of disruption and chaos. Um, and it's if you ought to spend some time reading it. And it's just it talks about fear, it talks about enemies pursuing us, it talks about anxiety, it talks about stress. And so often when we read a passage of scripture, we focus on what we like to hear, what we want to hear. And that first verse is all about peace and it's all about the harmony. But the rest of the words of the psalmist speak more about the realities of life as you and I know it, the difficulties that come, the turmoil that comes our way, the chaos that disrupts a peaceful morning. In the middle of that psalm, in verse 7, there's four words that the psalmists speak that have come to mean a lot to me. And those four words are deep calls to deep. And over the years, I have come to understand those words to be speaking about the depth of God calling out to the depth of who we are, the depth of who we are, the fullness of who we are, the completeness of who we are, calling out to the fullness and the completeness of God. Deep calls to deep. And we don't always hear the calling of God. We don't always take time to call out to God until we slow down and until we find that sacred place, until we find that still and quiet place where we can quiet our heart, we can quiet our mind, we can quiet our soul. And then out of the depth of who we are, out of the completeness of who we are, we can share. We can share with the Spirit of God the realities of what's going on in our world. And as you do that, as I do that, I am confident that the Spirit of God will speak back. Speak back words of healing, words of restoration, words of renewal, words of hope. You're welcome to come to my peace bench. You're welcome to spend time here. And I would love to meet with you and talk with you about what it means to be still and to be quiet and to listen for the still small voice of God. If that's something you're interested in, maybe you want to check out, maybe you want to wrestle with the idea of spiritual direction. And if you want to talk about it, I will welcome the opportunity to share with you how God has used that in my life, but then most importantly, to listen to your story, to hear your story, to hear how the Spirit of God is at work in your life so that we may journey together for a while.